Hey everybody, welcome back to the Retire While You Work podcast. My name is Myles Zuger, advisor here on the team, joined again by Carson and Jeri Anne AG on the team. Today we're going to be wrapping up our young adult series. I think we've had some good feedback on the episodes we've done and given some good practical advice, and just really wanted to encapsulate everything and have one last episode to talk about some life skills that I think are important for young adults who are starting a new job. I think when it comes to starting a new job, or really, the first big job of your life, there's some things you need to know, whether that's negotiating the salary, how to handle income, and what to do with that when it's coming in. And we just wanted to shed some light on that for either the adults listening or for them to pass along to their kids. And so maybe I'll just start by asking each of you, what's maybe one thing each of you wishes you would have known when you were getting started out in your first career? Or one thing, if you could go back, you'd be like, oh, I'd for sure do that differently. Or just something you wish you would have known.
I'll start. I guess the one thing I wish I would have known is that you do have some of the power when you're getting a new job. It seems you seem to think that you have to abide by everything they're saying. Like, you're going to make, we're going to give you this much salary, this much vacation, this much whatever. You are able to negotiate that stuff with them. If that's not something, if you don't think you can make a certain amount that they've offered, if you need more, you need to tell them that and why. If there's anything that they say that you think is kind of a deal breaker, you definitely need to bring it up and discuss it with them before just deciding yes or no to take the job. So I kind of wish I would have done that early on, because I took a couple of jobs just because I think I got to work. I got to take this job. It's the one I'm getting. It's the one I'm offered. So, but yeah.
That's pretty good.
I think I did, looking back, I feel like I did an okay job at it. But just networking in general, at my college, during my undergrad and grad, I feel like there were lots of opportunities to meet with just professionals, industry professionals in a bunch of different specific fields inside of accounting and finance, the degrees that I was getting. And I lightly networked, or if the opportunity, someone came and spoke to our class, I would very lightly network with them or just shake their hand and that sort of thing. But looking back, I feel like I would have done an even better job at that, and essentially just shoot my shot a little bit more to connect with these individuals on a more personal level. Now, obviously, I'm happy where I'm at, and I wouldn't change anything about where I'm at. However, looking back, I would probably spend a little bit more time trying to shadow/intern and get to know these professionals that were presented before me, just so that I could get a better understanding of what are these different industries about? Do I have a certain liking to one industry over the other? Do I like what they do? Do I not like what they do? And take any opportunity that came to me just as a way to grow and learn about different fields inside of accounting and finance, even if it's a field that I don't like or don't want to end up doing.
Yeah, I think I would say something very similar. I think I've realized the more I grow in my career, it's all about relationships, and especially with what we do, as much as a relationship business as it is, but it's all about relationships, and the more people you know, the better. And sometimes an opportunity can pop up just because of somebody that So I would, tell maybe the younger generation just to reach out and talk to as many people as you can. Like, the worst that can happen is you realize you didn't really like talking to that person. You don't really want to have lunch or coffee with them again. At least you did once, and you learned that about them, and that helps you to realize what you like about people, what you maybe don't like about people. And I think it can help shape you into be kind of what you want to be and how you want to be, come off to people and portray based on how other people act or don't act. So I think networking and just trying to interact with as many people as you possibly can.
And on that same subject, I think that LinkedIn is huge for anyone coming out of school, or just get your LinkedIn, get it up to date. That's huge for networking. And people, they don't mind taking a few minutes and sitting down with somebody that's just trying to better themselves or learn more about an industry or whatever. A lot of people are fine to have a coffee or whatever and chat with you, even if they don't know you.
Yeah, I'm kind of a testament to this and kind of how I got started where I'm at. was, I'll give background on my career, was I started my first kind of corporate job was there was an internship posted on the accounting department's website of MTSU. And I just randomly, I was like, okay, Hunt Brothers Pizza accounting intern. Didn't think I would ever work at Hunt Brothers Pizza before, but I was like, sure, why not? Let's give it a shot. And got the job, and it was my first step into the corporate world, and I still have relationships from there, and I'm extremely grateful for that, first intro into the corporate world, which I feel like that experience enabled me to get my internship and job in public accounting at the firm that I worked out there. And that was got that job from just a setup networking event that MTSU put on. And then from there, how I ended up networking with David and ended up here was I did a shot in the dark email to David just saying, hey, I'm some college kid. Will you sit down with me and talk to me about what you do? If it's something that I would enjoy. And I ended up coming to a couple client events over the couple of years and sat down literally just to show face with David, just to shake his hand and say, hey, I'm here. I'm still interested in potentially ever joining your team if the opportunity ever came up. And lo and behold, like a year later, he messages me on LinkedIn saying he had a job opportunity. So all that came from me doing a shot in dark email to him, just saying, hey, will you sit down and talk to me for a little bit? Let me ask you some questions. And he, gave me 15 minutes, and that was that. So what I always encourage people to do is, shoot your shot. Like the worst that could happen whenever I emailed him years ago was he just didn't reply. And like at the end of the day, who cares? I'll probably never run into him again. I did that with a few people. Some people replied, some people didn't. I sat down with some people, didn't sit down with others. But it was worth the risk of getting shot down and somebody saying no, not interested at this time, because then I was able to make relationships and have great conversations with people that I eventually wanted to work for or find out more about the industry that they were in.
Yeah, and I ended up here. I mean, through networking also. I mean, it's how I met David and eventually joined the team. So I think it's like you can never go wrong. I mean, you can never go networking with as many people as you possibly can, even if it's a little bit uncomfortable for you. I think it helps you grow as a person and allows you to make conversation easier and just become overall better at that and a better person. Jeri, and you kind of touched on it, but I think one of the biggest life skills, or maybe something people don't realize, is that when you're getting that first job, like salary is negotiable. It's like everything is pretty much always negotiable. And I think people need to know that because it can affect a lot of things. I mean, it can affect the starting point, which then affects future raises. And it doesn't necessarily always have to be the salary that you're negotiating around. It can be insurance, health insurance benefits. Maybe they're offering you to pay for 70 or 80% of it, but maybe you can negotiate them to pay for 100% of it, because at the end of the day, that's still going to put more money in your pocket because it's an expense not coming out of your pocket that you would have to pay for otherwise. So I think salary is the easiest thing and what a lot of people think about negotiating when getting started, but it's not the end all be all when it comes to negotiating. You can negotiate around all benefits available to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and when you're getting full-time comp, whenever you're looking at your comp being provided by a new employer, and if you're comparing options, don't just look at the pure salary, because
that's what I was going to say.
Some benefits that are being offered is as if it's salary. So for example, if an employer is paying for your health insurance and another employer is not, that's literally a cash difference. So you've also got to take that into account. And then if there's other cash benefits like paying for some life insurance or some things along with retirement benefits, how much are they going to be matching into your 401k, or if there's a profit sharing plan, stuff like that. So definitely compare the whole benefits package, not just take home comp. Right.
Salary. I think a lot of young people too don't really fully understand what benefits are when you get a job. And I mean, that's coming from experience with my kids. When I ask them what are the benefits, and they're like, well, I mean, I get 3 weeks PTO or whatever, but I'll say, what about a 401k? How much do they match? Like all of that is stuff that you need to find out on the front end and see if that makes sense for you.
Yeah, and when you're getting full-time comp, whenever you're looking at your comp being provided by a new employer, and if you're comparing options, don't just look at the pure salary, because some benefits that are being offered is as if it's salary. So for example, if an employer is paying for your health insurance and another employer is not, that's literally a cash difference. So you've also got to take that into account. And then if there's other cash benefits like paying for some life insurance or um, some things along with retirement benefits, how much are they going to be matching into your 401k, or if there's a profit sharing plan, stuff like that. So definitely compare the whole benefits package, not just take home comp and a salary.
And it's just the easiest way to save. It's like versus you having to maybe go up and set up some sort of retirement account or other investment account. It literally allows just deductions from payroll to which are going into an account that if you leave that job, you always get to take those with you. So it's like it just forces you to save without having to really think that hard into how to do it or where to open an account at on your own.
Yeah, it's impactful. A 401k provided by an employer, as opposed to not even providing a 401k or not having a match, that's going to have a dramatic impact. If you stay there long term, especially, it's going to have a dramatic impact on the amount of money you're going to have.
And it's just the easiest way to save. It's like versus you having to maybe go up and set up some sort of retirement account or other investment account. It literally allows just deductions from payroll to which are going into an account that if you leave that job, you always get to take those with you. So it's like it just forces you to save without having to really think that hard into how to do it or where to open an account at on your own.
Mm-hmm. That's good. And kind of a piece of advice going off of that too is, don't necessarily, take the first job that you get out of college, or if you're in a job that you don't necessarily love and see yourself doing for the next 40 years, that's okay. Like for myself, whenever I took that first internship at Hunt Brothers Pizza, did I dream about when I was a kid working in the accounting department of a pizza place, of a company that sells pizza? No, I didn't. But I knew at the time that, and especially looking back, that what I learned there was literally laying the foundation for the career for the rest of my life. So there can be a job that you can take out of school that, even though it's not necessarily the thing you want to do forever, it can be a magnificent stepping stone that allows you to get job. If that's job A, it can allow you to get job B, C, and maybe it's D that's going to end up being your dream job, or maybe it's going to end up allowing you to learn things that you can take to start your own business one day. What you do out of college does not have to be the perfect fit, but use it and view it as a way to learn. Talk to people, network inside of your job, like continue to the mentors that you have, the bosses that you have, managers that you have, continue to learn from them and ask them questions so that you can be prepared and take that advice that you get from them and apply it to the rest of your career. Like there's so many opportunities and networking that can be done in and outside of a job, but definitely view that first job. Don't feel like it has to be the number one job for you for the rest of your life.
Right.
Yeah.
And the bottom line is you're getting experience, and that's huge for your next job. They want to see experience, and it doesn't necessarily even have to be what you're going into in your next career, but at least they see, wow, they did this stuff at this last job. They were there for 2 or 3 years or whatever. That all looks good on a resume.
Yeah. And it's just, not that every job's going to be just a stepping stone job, but it allows you to learn those skills, grow. Kind of all the things you guys said, learn those skills, grow as a person. It may even help you figure out, like, it could be a job you thought you wanted to do forever and you start doing it and you realize like you hate doing this, and it could help you to guide future career path decisions. So I think from a starting position, there's so much you can learn. And I think having realistic expectations around, like, you're not, whatever your dream job is, if that's what you truly know you want to do forever, you're not necessarily going to come out of school, that's going to be your first job, and you're going to be doing that for the rest of your life. There's stepping stones along the way of like learning. You need to take different roles, learn as much as you can. And I think that's maybe something else I would add for somebody getting started out. It's like, early on, say yes to a lot of stuff, like be somebody who people can depend on to do a lot of work and be a key piece of the team, and kind of make yourself invaluable to that team so that they know there's somebody you can rely on and do the work and get it done for them, and be willing to try different roles just so that you're well-rounded and have a lot of skills so that, again, you just become more invaluable to the team or the company because you do a lot there and you're really needed and really valued on the team.
Yeah, that's good. It's great advice.
We did on it. So you can go back and check out the previous episodes we did. They're on YouTube and Spotify and on the website and things like that. But I think in general, we help to provide some practical life skills for young adults and just at least, if nothing else, a spot for them to kind of get started. I know we talked a lot about kind of investing and insurance and then the life skills today. And so I think some key topics that aren't necessarily taught in school. I mean, I think I maybe said on an earlier one, it's like, I think I learned how to balance a checkbook in college is like what, or in high school is like what I learned about money. And I don't think a lot of people are out balancing. There are some people who still balance a checkbook. I'm not one of them. So
there's also a lot of young people. A lot of young people don't even know how to write a check.
Yeah. So I think
well, we don't really have to use them.
For sure. But I mean, I feel like once or twice a year, I do need to write a check. And it's like, I have to sometimes think even about it. And so I think just the more practical skills that are more relevant to today are a lot of things that we covered. And I hope people enjoyed it, and feel free to share with friends and family. And if there's ever anything that you want us to cover in the future, let us know. And we can always throw it down as a topic.
Yeah, we appreciate the feedback. Any additional topics or things that'd be great for us to talk about and discuss, we're always open to it. So let us know.
Cool. Well, thanks for joining us today and joining us for the series, and we'll be back with you guys next week.
Any opinions are those of myself and not necessarily those of Raymond James. Expressions of opinion are as of this date and are subject to change without notice. The information contained in these podcasts do not purport to be a complete description of the securities market or developments referred to in this material. The information has been obtained from sources considered to be reliable, but we do not guarantee that the foregoing material is accurate or complete. Every investor's situation is unique, and you should consider your investment goals, risk tolerance, and time horizon before making any investment. Prior to making an investment decision, please consult with your financial advisor about your individual situation. Any hypothetical examples are for illustration purposes only. Actual investor results will vary. Raymond James does not provide legal or tax services. Please discuss these matters with the appropriate professional.